live. This is a live jewelry making class. We do this a couple times a week here on Beadaholique, and you never know what we're gonna get. Sometimes we will do a technique, sometimes we'll do like an overview of techniques, a project, a shopping show. You never quite know, but I love your requests because the requests help me to plan out the future shows. So even though Beadaholique is closing, and you can tell we're having our closing sale, so everything is 40% off. We're still doing these videos, we're still doing these lives, and they're just a lot of fun. I enjoy them. Deb Floros is here as well on Tuesdays, and she enjoys them. So I'm here Monday and Thursday. She's here on Tuesday, and we just have a really good time as a really great community. So we are gonna keep doing these lives as long as we can during this closing process and this closing sale. Oh, hello, Monique and Monica and Angie, hello. So this show is a follow-up to a request. So when we were talking before about what type of shows would you like to see in the future, a lot of people said SuperDuo, more SuperDuo. So I've done a couple SuperDuo shows, and there's always a constant request for more SuperDuos, and I love SuperDuos. So we're gonna make some SuperDuo earrings, and we're actually gonna make the earrings that I am wearing today. It's a really fun, easy application for SuperDuos. They're gonna be these like pretty Starburst earrings. You can make them in any color combo you like, and they're not hard to do. Oh, hello, Leanne and Cynthia and Tanya and Dee. I know I missed a whole bunch of names that were running past my screen as I was talking. Oh, hello, Angie and Teresa in LA. Good morning. We have a chilly morning in LA. Hello, Anna and Jan and Teresa from Michigan and Kara and, oh my gosh, Santa Barbara girl. Good morning. Yes, so these are the earrings we're going to be making. Let me take one off. Of course, I'll show it closer up too once I flip my camera down. But it's a really pretty Starburst design. We're gonna use 5 colors of SuperDuos. I have a couple other color combos in mind on my table, so we can either recreate this one, which is purple and teal, which is always a nice color combo, or we can do it with like warm tones of like greens and rosy pinks. So I have a lot of beads to play with. Oh, hello, Kihao, aloha. And oh my gosh, Carol, hello from Alabama, and Candy, hello, good afternoon. Oh my goodness. Oh, hello, Elizabeth as well, and Linda in Boston. Hello, we're trying to watch from the office. Oh, hello, Marcy. Oh my gosh, Tracy, good morning. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a rough morning. I'm sorry. Thank you for being here. This is a great community and good friends and good support. So I'm glad you've joined us, even if it is a rough morning. I see all those floating hearts. Thank you guys. That's always nice to see. I know that SuperDuos are a 2-hole bead, so a lot of people are intimidated by 2-hole beads, but 2-hole beads can be really easy to work with if it's something like a SuperDuo. So a SuperDuo 2-hole bead, which I'm going to show you in just a minute, is a Czech Glass bead. But unlike a lot of other SuperDuos, you can pick them up from any direction. There's no right or wrong side. There's no front or back. There's no left or right. So it's really an easy introduction to 2-hole beads if you haven't worked with them before. If you have worked with them, it's always fun to find a new pattern and a new color combo. Hello, Diane, as well. All right, I'm gonna flip my camera down in just a minute. I'll take these off. We'll look at them up close. And then, of course, if you have any questions at all, put them into the comment section. I can either get them, or Michelle or Thaisa as well. And then if you want to check out the shopping bag icon, it has all the colors preloaded. It's a great time to load up on some SuperDuos because they are 40% off. So there's never too many colors of SuperDuos. They're like seed beads. They're just like really great building blocks. So I've loaded a lot of the colors that I like into that shopping bag, and you'll see them on my table as well. Oh, hello, Shirley in Toronto, and Diane and Angie, hello. Okay, guys, I'm going to take these off. I'm going to flip my camera down. We'll look at them up close, and then I'll teach you how to make them. Okay, flip. Yeah, SuperDuos are my favorite 2-hole bead as well, for sure. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to be doing here. Oh, hello, Carolyn in Oregon. Okay, so this is the pattern. So we're going to be creating 2 separate medallions, basically. One is going to be larger, one's going to be smaller. And so this one here is going to be 3 colors. We're going to start with a dark color and kind of do like a burst out, and we end in this lighter color. And then this one is only going to be 2 rotations. So this is 3 rotations. This is going to be 2 rotations, and it's going to be just a pretty complementary color. They're connected with jump rings, and it's my favorite way of connecting, which is we're going to put it in a size 8/0 seed bead, a Toho round, is how we're going to link that jump ring, which is a really, really easy, clean way of linking bead woven pieces together. So that's a fun technique to know if you haven't done that before. So here you can really see that jump ring connection right there. Oh, hello, Rhett and Lauren from Pennsylvania. Hello. Okay, so that's the earring that we're going to make. And it's really not hard. So again, SuperDuos, let me show if anyone is joining us and is not familiar with SuperDuos, this would be a good color to show. This is a SuperDuo bead right here. You get a tube, so you get a ton of them. And I do want to show them off because if you're not familiar, this is kind of a new concept here. Okay, let me take a needle. Okay, so it's kind of like a reverse peanut where it's wider in the middle and tapered on the sides, but it's got 2 holes. So you can kind of see right here, it's got 2 holes. But what's nice is you can pick it up from any hole, any which way. There's no front, back, there's no flat side and rounded side. It's just the bead itself. So it makes life really, really easy if you are working with these because you don't ever have to worry about which direction you pick them up. Oh, yes, oval jump rings would look nice with these too, for sure. I'm using a 4mm jump ring. I think we were out of the gold 4mm, so I put a 5 in there and it should work as well. We do have the silver jump rings in the 4 still. So as we progress with our going out of business sale, I am seeing a lot more things out of stock. So I will try to put in substitutes when I can. If I'm like, well, this one's gone, but this would work. Because I think we're going to get to that point here. I am really noticing a lot out of stock. So just a quick note about that. I'll try to explain through substitutes when needed. So we're going to use Wildfire and we're going to do 0.006, white or black. I always do black for demos just because it's much easier to see, but you can just coordinate it to your color combo. So if you're doing really light colors, maybe you want white. If you're doing dark colors, maybe you want black. For the sample, I did black, and it does kind of blend in. You don't really see it too much, so I did black on the sample here. I think especially with that purple, the black just kind of disappeared. And then what else? We'll need some 8/0 seed beads for this one here. So do you guys want to do a different color combination? Do you want to do a warm gold color combo since I did a cool silver one? Or do you want to recreate the silver one? What would everyone like? And this is why I love these lives, because we can definitely just, play together and talk about it. Oh, hello, Yolanda from Michigan. Oh, and you have a few mini duos too. Mini duos are great as well. And you can even combine SuperDuos with mini duos, which is fun. Yes, warm colors. Okay, so let's do warm colors. Warm, gold. Okay, perfect. We're pretty unanimous. All right, let me show you real quick the colors I used for this one in case you do want to recreate this one at home. So the colors that I used for the top Starburst, for this top one here, were these 3, and they should all be there in the shopping bag. I used navy, I used teal, and I used stone green. These are the 3 colors in the top Starburst. So if you want to recreate this exact earring at home, those are the colors. And then for the bottom Starburst, I used purple velvet and purple velvet, which are gorgeous too. They don't relate to this project, but just makes me think about it. And then this is Tanzanite Luster. So this was the color palette for the earring that I already made up. And then I just used a silver lined crystal size 8/0 Toho seed bead for the connector points. So there's that color combo right there if you wanted to recreate this one. But we're gonna pick a warm palette. So I have a bunch to choose from so we can figure out what we wanna do. And we can either do it like this one here, where it's two totally different colors, or we can use similar colors or the same colors in both of them. So these are the colors that I've picked. This is an Apollo olivine. So this is like green and it's somewhat transparent with some like Apollo gold on it. Chartreuse, which I love. This is a nice green. I also have a cream, so kind of like a neutral. This is opaque champagne. Then I have this one. I think this is called like goldenrod or metallic goldenrod. And then I've got some pink. This is cherub halo. So you can kind of see how these all look together. This is another pinky one. This is transparent gold amethyst. So that's another kind of nice rosy feel. So we could kind of do something similar like what was down here, where it's a really nice transparent one on the outside. And then I don't really think these ones go quite as well, but if we wanted to, we could add a little turquoise. This is a turquoise bronze Picasso. We could add that in there. And then this is a nebula opaque beige. So what colors do you think we should do? We can pick them here. I feel like if we want rosy, I feel like this one should be in there somewhere, the cherub. Does anyone feel any strong inclination towards any of these? Because we can do whatever we want. We get to play. Pinks and gold. We can do that. Pink and green. Okay, pink, gold, and green. So let me take out the turquoise. Love the chartreuse, rose, cream, gold, green, and white. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of green, white, pink, and gold. All right, so let me take all of these away right now. And let's see what we have with just these four. So we can kind of play how we would do this. And we could add in the olivine with the gold as well. So I'm trying to see which ones would be. Love the green and pink. Love the metallics and the rose. Okay, so for our biggest medallion, it's going to take 3 colors. Which 3 colors for our biggest medallion? So we could do something like that and make olivine, cream, and or gold and pink. Okay, pink, green, purple. Ooh, purple. Oh, like put the purple back in? Could put the purple back in if you guys want the purple back in. Okay. Cream, pink, gold. Cream. I just saw cream, pink, gold. That's pretty. That's really pretty. Okay. We could do cream, pink. Oh no, I'm seeing yeses and I'm seeing nos. Pink, ivory green, amethyst. I don't think I have an amethyst out here. Oh wait, yes, the transparent. Oh, I forgot about this one. Oh, I totally forgot about that one. Okay, so no cream. I'm seeing a lot of people say no cream. What would it look like if we took the cream out? So we could do gold in the center. I just saw a couple hearts. We could do chartreuse. And then we could do, this could be our bigger one. This could be our biggest one. So we could start with like a punch of gold in the center. We can go out to green, and then we can go to cherub. And then for our smaller one, we can do this one. We can do this luster transparent gold amethyst. And then we can maybe repeat one of these two with it. So it does have a little bit of a repeat. I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. Okay, I think this is our color palette, guys. Okay. And then, of course, I just saw someone say, I saw Diane say, not a green fan. If you're not a green fan, but you like everything else, I think we're going to do it in green, but you could easily swap out the green for the cream if you're not a green fan. So that would be a really easy swap. Okay, I'm going to clear some of these away. And now we get to pick our little connector bead. Okay, so now we need an 8/0 seed bead. So for the 8/0 seed bead, I have a couple choices. I have galvanized starlight, because it's going to be with gold findings. So we can go gold. I have matte mauve mocha. Oh, I just saw a bunch of yeses. Okay, So maybe the gold, is everyone saying yes to the gold? I also have a pretty like bronze, but maybe that's too dark. Or I have this, which is hybrid sour apple Picasso. So that's more green in there. Does anyone have a strong opinion on what they'd like to see? Okay. Gold. Gold best. Okay. We can do gold. And then gold will match our gold findings when we bring in our findings as well. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of people saying bronze. All right, so here's the thing with this design, the gold is gonna stand out more and the bronze is gonna blend in more. I think both are really, really good choices. Let's go with the gold. I think I'm seeing more people say gold, but if at the end of the day, you would rather not see the connector piece as much, I would go with the bronze. So the gold is gonna be more of an intentional statement, like here's a little bit of gold. This would be more of like, I'm hiding my connection. You're not really seeing it. So two different approaches. I think both will look really good. I'm seeing a lot of gold though. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so we said for our large starburst, it was gonna be these three. So I'm gonna spread them out. Okay. And we're just gonna get a few of them out on the table for each. And it doesn't actually take a lot. So that's another really nice thing about SuperDuos is you do get these really quite large tubes, but usually it doesn't need that many per design. All right, so I have 22 inches of fire line already on my needle. I'm using a size 11, size 10 would work fine. I actually just could not find my size 10s this morning. So I'm using 11, but just pick the needle you're comfortable with. This is gonna go through pretty easily. We're not dealing with like teeny tiny beads. So just use the needle size that you like. And we're going to start by picking up 4 SuperDuos, and we're gonna do our interior color first. And just remember, you are going to work your way out. So I lined it up going from interior, middle row, exterior row. And I've got my 4 SuperDuos. I didn't have to worry about how to pick them up. So we're just going to slide them on down. And then when we get to about 8 inches, maybe 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches from the tail, we're gonna tie these into a knot and bring them into a round. Yes, definitely, Linda. I would say Fireline versus Wildfire is just a preference. Fireline is thinner and more delicate, which I really like too. I like Fireline a lot. I tend to just use the Wildfire in the 0.006 because it's just got more structure to it. So if you're doing a little component like this, it makes it a little bit stiffer, which is nice because you want it to retain its shape when you're wearing it. So that's usually why I choose Wildfire over Fireline or over like a 1G or a Nymo. It just gives it more body. But you know, definitely a lot of people do this type of thing with a 1G or a Nymo as well. So it's really preference. Good question. Okay, so we are going to bring these guys into a little round. So see how they just kind of came together. And I have a little short of a tail here, so I'm just gonna see if I can give myself a little bit more leeway. I'm gonna probably retie that because that's gonna be a little tricky when I put my needle back on it. So I'm just gonna undo that, scoot them down, and hopefully that's a little bit longer. Yeah, okay, so again, we're just going to pull that into a nice round, and it makes like a little flower for us. And then I'm going to tie another knot, and I'm just going to go through it twice. 1, 2. And I'm going to pull it down to the same spot where my first knot was and just give it a tug. So we've kind of done part of our finishing technique to start with by having that knot there. And that is our beginning center cluster. Actually the center cluster is done. How tight of a knot? I do it pretty darn tight. because I'm going to use that knot to basically anchor this in place. So I pull it pretty tight. Yeah, I do a pretty good tight knot there, because I'm never going to have to go back and undo that knot. I want that knot to stay in place, because when I eventually go back, put my needle back on here, I'll weave it in a little bit and tie another knot as my second finishing knot. So I like to have it, you know, pretty secure to begin with. All right, so we're going to take our needle and we're just going to go through one hole. So we're just on that bottom hole, and there we go. Now we're going to jump up to the next hole in the SuperDuo. So we exited the bottom hole of that one. We're just going to jump up, basically create a little thread bridge for ourselves that sits along the side of the SuperDuo. So here you can see it's just got a little bit of thread right there, but it really does blend in, especially once you get other beads in there. Now what we'll do is we're going to pick up 2 SuperDuos between each of our already established SuperDuos. So 2 here, all the way around to make our second row here. So we're going to just get this tail out of the way. So we said green was going to be our middle row. So again, I don't have to worry about how I'm picking these up. So I just pick up 2 SuperDuos and I jump on over to that top hole of the next one that's waiting for me. Okay, and kind of get them to sit right. Okay, so they fan out like little petals. We're going to do the same thing all the way around. 1, 2. Come on, sit nicely. There you go. And you can see how it's just building as we go. So this is a really easy SuperDuo project. I find most SuperDuo projects are pretty easy, which is nice. And of course, you could do it more elaborate where you could add other shapes of beads in there as well. But when you're keeping it just to SuperDuos, they do fit together really nicely. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you, Cindy. All right, and then I'm going to do the last one. So still we're going into that goldenrod color. And now I'm actually going to go through the green one as well. Hello, Karen. Oh, I love all the hearts. Thank you, guys. Okay. So here we go. And I'm going to go through just a couple. I do like to kind of almost like retrace my steps a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a solid foundation. So I'm just going through the already established thread lines here. Yeah, it does. These really do shape up really quickly, Denise. All right, so we are done with our second row. So now we need to jump up to our third row. You can exit any of your green SuperDuos. So any of your SuperDuos on the outer row, you can exit. And what I'm going to do is maybe I'll go through one more. I'll go through one more. I think it's going to make it a little easier to see what we're doing here. Okay, so now I'm going to just jump up to that hole right here. It'll create another little thread bridge. Okay, so you see that little bit of thread right there. And now we're on the outer row. And so what we're going to do for the outer row is between every basically double petal of green, we're going to add 1 SuperDuo. For every gap here that's a little bit larger, that's on top of basically where that first row petal is, we're going to add 2 SuperDuos. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And so we're going to just follow that pattern. So right here, I'm going to add 1 of the cherub. And this was our pink outer color. Okay, so this is going to be our outside row. Okay, so there's that pink. And so you can kind of see the black thread a little bit. You could choose to use the white thread for this. Like I mentioned to begin with, I always use black thread in demos, just it's so much easier to see. But you could definitely choose to use like a white color thread on this. Okay, and now we're going to pick up 2. And we're just going along those top holes of the SuperDuo. So you see they're all just waiting for us, which is kind of nice. It's, again, what makes it so easy. So we're just doing this basically in the round. Okay. Okay, and we're going to keep going. And you can see why you need 2 for this one. This is a much larger gap area. So you definitely need the 2 SuperDuos there. Okay. And it is building up really quickly here. Oh, thank you, Angie. Yeah, I think we did a good job picking the colors here. And again, if you're not a fan of the green, swap in that cream color. Be a really easy swap. Okay. Just gonna keep going here. And we're almost done. All right, so once we get through there, I'm gonna go through the green and I wanna go through the pink one next to it here in a minute when I can. But I'll show you, basically we finished our entire segment here. So that is our entire piece. But now what we need to do is we need to be able to connect this and make it into an actual piece of wearable jewelry. So we have to add that 8/0 seed bead to it. So I'm gonna go through this pink one, and I'm gonna go through the green. All right, and I'm gonna put this down for a minute because I just realized I didn't switch to my beading glasses. So I'm like, why am I having a hard time seeing these holes? Ah, so much better. Okay, so I want to go through these 2 again as well. Okay, so go through here and go through this one. All right, so where we're going to be adding our, did I do that wrong? I did, no, what did I do? I think I did a boo-boo there. All right, what did I do? How did I do that? I think somewhere along the line here, I ended up skipping over. All right, well, I think I skipped over something here. Let me see real quick. Let me pull this out. Where is that? Can you guys see this? There's a thread right here, but I don't actually know where it's coming from. Huh, I might have done that earlier. And I'm sorry if I did. I seem to have a mystery thread hanging out here. It's not part of my tail. All right, so yours will not have this little thread here. I have no idea how I ended up with that because I don't think it's part of this one I'm working on right now. All right, well, we're gonna pretend, oh wait, maybe it is, maybe it is. I just pulled it and it got tighter. Come on. What is that? Oh, okay. It was just a loop. Okay, that was a mystery. I was like, where did that come from? Okay, now it's gone. That was baffling me. Okay, so now we need to add our seed bead, and we're gonna do one of those gold ones, and we're gonna attach it with a jump. Well, we're gonna attach it, and then we're gonna add a jump ring, and then we'll go ahead and attach one on the other side too. Oh, my regular glasses are, my reading glasses are like, I think they're like a 1.5 or a 2, but my beading glasses are a 2.5. Yeah, so it's just that extra bit that really lets me see like the little beading holes, and it's very helpful. So if you want another round, you would just jump up again, and I would probably just do the same sequence between your 2 petals here of the same color. I'd add 1 SuperDuo. If it's between the larger gap, I would add 2. So I would just keep adding and keep going. So it's almost like a mandala where you're just going around and around and around. And so just between the larger gap, add 2. Between the smaller gap, add 1. And then when you want to add your seed bead, you want it between one of the 2s. So here we got the two of the same color. So we're gonna jump up again. And we're gonna open up our seed beads now. Yeah, the only problem with my beading glasses is they're kind of heavy, and so they slip down. When I'm facing down, they slip down. So it's kind of an interesting scenario here. All right, so I also am gonna get my jump ring ready. This is a 4mm. Like I mentioned, I think we're out of stock of the 4s. I did put 5 in there and it should work as well, or maybe you've got 4s at home. We're just gonna open up that jump ring so it's ready to go. We're gonna pick up one size 8/0 Toho. And this is how we're gonna connect the flowers together. So this is gonna be how we're able to actually link these. So if you wanted to make this into a necklace or a bracelet or something even more than earrings, you could. So you see how this is gonna sit right in there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to put it through that hole, but we're not gonna pull too tight yet. We're just gonna straighten it out. And now what we need to do is, while it's still loose, we need to thread that jump ring through it. So we're gonna take that jump ring that we opened up and slip it into that seed bead. So it just slipped in very easily. So I love Toho round size 8/0 seed beads for this purpose. I do it all the time. So there we've got that. Now what we're gonna do, and now we can pull it tight. The reason we couldn't pull it too tight before is it was easier to access when it was loose. But now what we need to do is we need to go jump down to this row again, and you can actually see this black thread a lot more on this color combo than you could on the other one. So maybe you do want to choose white for this, just a consideration, because I know we can see that thread through the transparent cherub color a lot. All right, so now we're gonna jump back down and we're gonna retrace our steps. You could probably connect the flowers without a jump ring, maybe using a SuperDuo to connect them. Like maybe right here, you would put another SuperDuo and then you would jump up. In that case though, you would probably not be making these pieces separately. You would then try to go right into making the next medallion. You would just be going from the outside in on that one because you would be on the outer edge. Or you could go back after you've made all your pieces and try to connect them with little connecting SuperDuos between them. But you'd have to put some more thread on your needle and do a start point and weave in your tail and all of that stuff too. So it'd be a little bit more complicated. But yeah, I think you could connect these without jump rings if you wanted to. I think there's an option for that. It's just a little experimenting. All right, so we're gonna work our way around. So I have to tell you guys, as I'm just working around here, I'm very excited to go pick up a purchase I made today. So I was online and it was like one of those local selling groups. And someone was selling from the 1980s Hallmark ornaments of this little Victorian miniature dollhouse village. And we had those growing up and they've been lost. I remember them on my tree. My grandma used to have them. And, between moves and, just lifestyle and everything, they were lost. And so, someone was selling these 14 little Hallmark dollhouse ornaments, and they were the exact ones I remember from growing up on my Christmas tree. So as soon as we say goodbye today, I'm driving over to this lady's house to pick up all the Christmas ornaments. I'm very, very excited. It brought back so many good, happy memories when I saw that post. I was like, I have to have them. So that's my little Christmas gift to myself. So now we're down here. So you want to be opposite so that this hangs straight. So here is this one. Follow the line all the way down to this one right here. So we've exited the bottom hole. We're going to jump up to the top hole. Yeah, the exact ones. Well, I guess this series started in 1984, and this lady had collected them for many, many years, and it was like an annual thing. There was a new one every year. And so she had just a whole bunch of them. I was like, I want them. I'm going to take them. I know, Jane, it's so hard. It's so hard. I feel you on that one. Okay, and then I'm going to put my jump ring again, my little 4mm jump ring. Yeah, I told her, I said, these are just instantly brought back happy memories when I reached out to the lady to see if they were still available. I was like, are these still for sale? All right, so we put our jump ring. So now we've got our 2 connecting points, and that gold looks really pretty too. I think that gold was a good choice. Oh, I love it, Santa Barbara girl. I know my tree has Hallmark ornaments too on it, and I love it. It says, like, some of them say like 1990, 1987. I love it. All right, so now what we're going to do, and we're going to work our tail in and tie it off because this piece is done. All we have to do is secure our end. Oh, good, Linda. I'm glad. Yeah, hopefully it comes across that these are not hard to do. These really, you're just kind of, a lot of these, especially these like SuperDuo projects, you're working in the round. So it's just kind of going in a nice circle. And then the colors, of course, are really what make it. It's so fun to pick the different color combos. So Kitty has tried to climb the tree twice. And we have not put anything breakable on the tree this year. So we are prepared if the tree comes down. But so far she's been pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to slip under a thread bridge. And then here. And tie a knot. And I don't want too thick of a knot on this outer edge. So I'm going to just tie that one knot and I'm going to pull it. And when you pull it, you can sometimes get the knot to kind of slip into the bead a little bit. And then I'm just going to work my way. And you could jump down again. You could do whatever you want. You're just working your tail in. So I'm going to do it one more time here and just slip under. And tie a knot. I love it, Linda. That is really smart. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect with the tree this year with the kitty cat, but she has been such a good addition to our family. I'm just so thrilled. All right, so I'm going to take this and cut it. This one is now anchored. Oh, our family exchanged Hallmark ornaments for the 70s to the 2000s. I love that. Yeah, I have so many good memories of the different Hallmark ornaments. I used to always go, I don't know if anyone else did this, but the day after Christmas, Hallmark was always my destination. And getting the ones, on sale and building up my collection. All right, here you go. So there we've got the medallion. So this is now the tail that we started with, and we started with that one knot. So we're just going to go in a little bit through another one. And then I'm going to just slip under another thread bridge. Oh, good, Vicky. Yeah, this color combo turned out really pretty. Nice warm colors. Okay, so that's technically my second knot because I already started the project with one knot. So I'm just going to pull that thread in and trim it. Okay, we are done with our main piece. So that's the big piece right there. And so you can see here on the sample, so here was it in the blues, and then here we need the bottom piece, which is going to be a smaller complementary color scheme. So we can either use the same colors or we can use different colors. So if we just look at this, I think what we can do is we said we wanted this one. This was that gold amethyst. Yes, I used to make dollhouse miniatures. That's what I did Oh my gosh, for so many years. I ran a whole business making dollhouse miniatures. It was very fun. All right, so what color do we want to go with this? I think this would be really pretty. So, oh, hello, Francie. Okay, so what color? Do we want to repeat the gold, repeat the green? Maybe the green. What do you guys, let me find the tube. Do you want to put more green in there? Oh, you did that too and loved it. I love it. Okay, so what do we think? Green or gold? Anyone have a preference? Green or gold? I mean, you could bring back, I don't know, that might be too contrasty, but you could do a cream with the amethyst luster. Oh, I'm seeing gold. Oh, I'm seeing lots of hearts though. All right, if everyone wants to put in the comments which one they want, gold, green, gold. Okay, I'm seeing lots of gold, gold. All right, let's do gold, gold. Okay. But you could definitely do green, you could do gold, you could do whichever color you like. We're gonna do the gold. I saw a lot of gold fly up there. Okay, so let's put this one out. So you don't need as much thread for the second one. You only need about 15 inches for the smaller medallion, 15, 16 inches. All right, so again, I'm gonna use this. Oh, you did, Monica, I love that. That's so fun. Yeah, I did like, so my business was, I started out making dollhouse miniature hats. That's what got me started. Well, my mom used to make miniature dolls. And so I grew up going to like miniature shows and miniature shops, and there used to be so many miniature shops. And so I grew up in that world. And then when I was about 15, I started making miniature hats, and it just took off. And I actually was doing a pretty good little business. And then I expanded it, and it was wholesale, and I was able to go to miniature shows in the UK and in Japan. Like I was full in. So I loved it. And most everything I did was like Victorian accessories. So it was all like Victorian hats and jewelry boxes and boxed items with cute little labels and fun stuff like that. All right, so we've got this on here. And what we're gonna do is we said we wanted gold. So again, we're just gonna start with the same round of 4. And there's no difference to this technique. I know, I'm seeing a lot of miniature groups, and I just saw a promo too for a show in the UK on miniatures. Like, I think it might be like a competition show for making miniatures. So I just saw a promotion for that. That looked really neat. But yeah, the shops, there's not a lot of miniature shops anymore. Oh yes, and Thaisa is, so we don't have any codes. It's an automatic 40% discount off everything on the website, but no code needed. All right, so we made our little round again. And do it again. I've often tried to think how I can incorporate my love of miniatures into jewelry. And I've thought about doing like pendants and lockets with miniature scenes in them and then like encased in resin. So someday when there's more time, I would love to do something like that. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the bottom hole again. And so this is our foundation round. So that little like flower that we started with. And because this is the same technique as the second row, it's 2 SuperDuos between every gap. Okay, and then we said we were gonna do this pretty luster amethyst gold color. And so we're just gonna jump across there. Oh, I haven't seen that, Shirley. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I know there's some beautiful miniature exhibits. I know up in Victoria, British Columbia, there's a beautiful like room. I think it was like behind the Empress Hotel. I remember seeing that. I've been to a couple other ones when I've traveled in the UK. There's been some beautiful exhibits. But I didn't know about the Williamsburg Museum one. I'll have to check that one out. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Okay. So the Marvelous Miniature Workshop just aired on Monday. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Maybe I'll start making miniatures again. That would be fun. Okay, so I've got my last segment. So we've just been adding 2 for each. And we're going to go through again the top hole, and then we're going to go through a couple beads. It just kind of anchors it a little bit better. And I love this color combo. That's really pretty with that gold, and then that shimmery kind of lustery amethyst gold is really pretty. All right, and then I do want to anchor my piece again between the 2 petal section, not this larger gap. So I want these to sit straight. So I'm going to go through this one. And now I'm going to jump up to the outside. And now I'm ready to add my seed bead jump ring combo. And because this is the dangle, we only need it on one spot, because this is not connecting to anything. You could add it to the other side as well if you wanted to make more of these and have these longer, or if you wanted to hang like a pearl from it, you could do that. But in this case, we only need one more jump ring. Okay, and we're gonna get that ready. And now we need 1 seed bead. Yeah, I've actually done some beaded miniature necklaces that are 1/12 scale using teeny tiny little beads. And that was fun to do, actually. I enjoyed that. Okay, so again, we put that seed bead on there between, I'm just gonna call them like petals, but between the 2 SuperDuos. And then we're gonna go ahead, add our jump ring. And it is easier if you add it before you tighten up that stitch area. So you see I've got some nice give right here, which is really good. Okay. All right, so now we've got that, which is going to allow us to connect our 2 pieces together. Let me just get this tail out of the way. All right, so now we've got that. So you've made basically a medallion or a pendant or a charm. Kind of, you've made this focal piece that you're able to attach. So now we're going to jump down to the lower row again. I think it does only come in black and white. I think, well, you know what? It might come in gray. Diane, that's a good question. Michelle or Thaisa, does it come in gray too? I'm feeling like it comes in maybe gray and red, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, I'm going under a thread bridge. And make a little loop. Okay, so we got a little knot right there. Go through another bead. You could just do a 3rd star or of just the center and add a pearl below. Oh yes, absolutely. That'd be beautiful. Yeah, a lot of variation you can do with this. You could even make a bunch of these and connect them together the same way we're going to connect them here for the earring and turn it into a bracelet. If you're not so much an earring person, I mean, you could make these connectable medallions along a bracelet, and you just make a bunch of these individual pieces and then link them with the jump rings, which is what we're going to do right here in a sec. Okay, so I'm just tying a couple of those anchoring knots. And then I do like to always go through a bead after I've done a knot, because it kind of pulls that knot into the bead. And then we'll trim our tail. And all we have to do is tie off the beginning part here. So this was where we started again. Okay. So we already have that one knot. So we're just going to go through another bead. Oh, a necklace pendant to match. Yes, absolutely. That'd be so pretty. Oh, that would be lovely. That would be, you know, we're always talking about like making and selling jewelry or gift giving. How about a bunch of these as gifts with you wouldn't even have to do this bottom one. You would just do this top one. And then you can get a finished chain necklace, hang it from it. It would be beautiful. Anyone would love that. Okay, that's our second knot. Go through a bead. Oh, so Teresa's saying, I have wildfire in gray, beige, and pink. Nice. I'll have to look for that. Yeah, I do like the heft is not a very attractive word, but I like the structure of the wildfire, that it gives you a really nice solid form. All right, we are almost done. All we have to do is connect these two together. And because of how we did this, they've got 2 jump rings waiting for a 3rd jump ring to connect them. So very easy to do. Just open this last jump ring. Oh, hello, Sue. All right. Okay, so here we go. There's no front or back to these. SuperDuos, again, they look great on all sides. So that means your earrings do not have a front or back either. And we're going to put an earring hook on and we are done. And once you make a few of these, they end up going really quickly. Like when I made the second sample, it worked up so quickly. So there you go. So there was our warm tones with this design. And then we have our cool tones. So you can see how this looks with a couple color variations here. And then of course, if you wanted to, just make these into links for a bracelet or a pendant for a necklace. I love that idea too. But there you go. So that is our SuperDuo Starburst designs there of these earrings. So, all right, guys, I'm going to pop up my camera. Just a quick reminder, all the colors that I used for these are there in that shopping bag. You know, so if you want to see what the colors are, or if you like how these colors look together, with our 40% off sale right now, it's a really great time to stock up on some SuperDuo colors because they're on a great sale. So that's nice, but really fun to play with. Oh, thank you, Jane. Alternate the 2 sizes for a bracelet. Absolutely. You could, I mean, you could do a stunning necklace too. You could do a bunch of these connected together for a necklace. So lots and lots of options with this kind of pretty easy pattern. Is if, you know, if we go back and we look at it, we're just going in a round and we're just adding the SuperDuos to fill in the gaps. Oh, thank you, Beverly. I know SuperDuos are really fun. I love the SuperDuos as well. And they're just so easy to work with. That's another thing that's really great about SuperDuos is they're just so easy. Okay, I'm gonna flip my camera up so we can say goodbye for today. Oh, yes, I will. I'll post that on the group, Tracy, for sure. All right, I knew what you meant, for sure. Okay, guys, let me flip the camera up. Okay, it's not flipping. Let me say it's not flipping, okay. And my much bigger beading glasses. It is what it is. I think you guys can all relate. All right, thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I'm off to go get my Hallmark dollhouse ornaments. I will share them. I will share them on Monday. I'll show you guys what I bought. So take care. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you on Monday. Thank you guys for joining me. Bye.